Good day to all of you. I'm Skoller from the Trader 10 community, and today I'm going to do the midweek forecast on some altcoins and on Bitcoin. In this forecast, I'm going to try and look what happened in the past to try and predict what might happen in the future. Here today, I will look at Bitcoin, XLM, ENJ USDT, LTC USDT, BAT USDT, Neo USDT, and VET USDT. If you're only interested in some of the coins, you can always look in the description. We will always timestamp them. So, well, let's get this party started, right? So, what a week has it been already? Bitcoin has been doing some very bullish things in my opinion. We were kind of looking for this movement right here, coming above here, retesting these higher zones, working out pretty nicely actually. Might have expected them to go a little bit higher, test the bottom side of this. I'm still expecting them to come back down and test the top side of this, and then we might get a new retracement and then finally break back to the upside. 54k is what I will be looking for some big PTs on the longs. Of course it can still go wrong, so let's talk a little bit about that and let's remove this prediction. I'm going to let this one stay because it's kind of okay to hold it. This one I'm going to remove as well because, well, we kind of need to do quite a bit of things before we actually start going down. So let's talk about these things that we might need to do before we start going down. So right now in this leg up, I'm actually expecting price to do something like this, right? In my opinion, this might become another big resistance. Then we either want to go here. If we don't hold this to go to the upside, we will probably not hold it and then go down to the downside. So, well, it's kind of easy, right? So then we will probably go down, sweep these people out, retesting the top side, and then coming down here. And then it'll depend as well what the people want. If there are a lot of buyers, we might see some up movement again, and then well, a bigger move to the upside to 54k or maybe even 56, 57. But that's not in yet. Of course, right here we can still make some down movements when we go up, and let's say we fail this, then we might actually finally break down all the way to the 40k. Oops, let me draw this one more time. There we go. And this is the red case scenario, in my opinion. So nothing much has changed for Bitcoin. Bitcoin doing the proper things that we expected them to do. So let's head over to the next coin. So looking at a coin that's also returning from the start of the week is XLM. The main reason I wanted to talk about this coin is because it actually hasn't moved that much yet, which makes it, in my opinion, a little bit interesting because all of the alts have been moving quite a bit. And I think if this one can break out, it will see quite a bit of height. Let me see how much percent height this can be if they break out. It's like 16%. Now, not a lot has changed here as well. All that they've done is they came from here, went back up, retested this as we kind of predicted perfectly, held the higher low, which is kind of important. If we didn't hold the low, then we would start a kind of a big downtrend. Now, right now, we're still not in a decent uptrend due to this big red candle. So what do I want them to do? I want them to get above the 0.44. If they get above the 0.44, I want them to try and re-achieve to the upside, to the other blue line. When they are at the other blue line, I want them to come back down around here, midpoint of this whole thing, and then break up to the upside. Now, what will my targets be for this one? Let me make this one green first. There we go. Yeah, of course, a big target will be 0.49, and then of course we will target the new all-time highs, the previous all-time highs, well, at least the local ones, as a big PT, and then you just let it run, right? Because it's crypto and you never know how high things can go. So that's all for the small XLM update. Let's head over to the next coin. So up next, we actually have a coin that's making crazy new all-time highs. We have ENJ USDT. Now, what do we actually do when we have coins like this that are just creating these crazy new all-time highs? The best thing that we can actually do is try and create some kind of FIP extension. Now, I don't really utilize this form of FIP extensions that much, but if you're kind of new, this is a way to go to try and trade these new all-time highs. So what you can do is just take the low of the move, go all the way up to the highest point. This is not the highest point, this is the highest point, and you draw it down. And what you do then, you don't really look at anything else except the 1.618 and the 2.618. You can also look at 2, but don't look at anything in between. So as you can see, currently we are rejecting the 1.618 on the ENJ coin. Well, rejecting, they're trying to trade above it. So what am I expecting for this one? If you can hold 2 closes above the 1.618 and Bitcoin still going up, then this one might see some more buys pushing us up to the 2. If we achieve the 2, then we will have left some kind of support here that they might want to retest. Then they'll have to re-achieve this one. If they can re-achieve this one, then we will probably head higher to the upside. Now, what's actually the bearish case scenario on ENJ? It's going to be pretty hard to break down this bullish momentum. So what I will be looking for, I actually have to go to the 1 hour to look for some proper plays on here. For the bearish case scenario, I'm actually looking for them to come back down to 0.83, come back up to 0.9, and then try to breach the previous move that brought us here. So then we will probably have to look at the 4 hour to look for where we can head next. Let me have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, okay, so this is actually kind of perfect. I'm looking for a retracement then to 0.79 cents. Of course, these are some bearish case scenarios, because in an uptrend, let's say that you're still in ENJ coin, just try to ride the waves. Don't look at the lower time frames. Be focused on the higher time frames and ask yourself, okay, what has to happen on the higher time frames to invalidate my trade for me? Don't get caught up in these lower time frame candle bodies, because they will try to they'll try to swerve you out anyway. So keep that in mind, stay on the higher time frames and just focus on holding this coin by your trading plan. Now the bearish case scenario, as I'm going to repeat right now, is retesting an area around here, then coming down, trying to break this, and then of course you always go lower and lower. You always go to a higher and a higher time frame to see what your next target is, if you're short or if you want to real long. One of these real long ads will probably be around here for me, previous highs. Looking at this, I'm not looking at the 0.75 retracement, to be honest. It's just I like the spot. Another nice spot will be around the 1 here as well, though. So yeah, quite a bit of nice spots around here where this arrow is as well. All good retracement spots that you want to hold. But for now, that's we still have to break quite a bit of things. So for now, I think it's just a big continuation to the upside. So first of all, 1.0 wasn't enough is my first target, and then 1.29 is my second. So that's all for ENJ coin. Let's head over to the next one. Up next we have Litecoin, and whoa, has it been a while since we've checked this one. So right here we're actually looking at them to retrace down here, make a move, and then go back to the upside, which they actually kind of did pretty neat. So kind of proud on that, seeing that this happened so nicely. We were also looking at some longs at 154, which also kind of happened. It was mainly based on a daily level. So yeah, now for Litecoin, looks like they held the swing here pretty nicely and then just pumped it up to the top side. So if Bitcoin is going to retrace, what will I be looking for? Let me first clean this one up. There we go. So let's do the bullish and the bearish case scenario for this one, like we do on every coin. So if there is going to be a bearish case scenario, well, not really bearish case, but an attempt to create a bearish case scenario, we will have to get below here, right? So that means on a bullish case scenario, we will have to hold this area if we come back down. If we don't hold this and we bounce off somewhere around here, this area, I'm looking for a failure around here and then a try of the breach of this, which might be some kind of wedge, right? And then a break to the downside. So that's one of the things we can look out for. Another one is just a bullish case scenario, right? Where they go down, touch this, go up, hold it, and then, well, blast through this. But of course, I don't think they'll blast through this immediately. there will probably be something like this in this. Like, I feel like I'm I'm doing Elliott waves, but yeah. So it will probably be something like this, in my opinion. There we go. So this one should be red. This one should be red as well. Green, sorry. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for Litecoin on the bullish case scenario. Now this thing here can be, well, you can ignore this retracement. Maybe they'll just go up, test this zone, come back down and try to hold either this or this, and then move to the upside for the bullish case scenario. For the bearish case scenario, I'm looking at this, but I really like the momentum that the crypto market is having right now. So I'm kind of longing quite a bit. So that's it for Litecoin. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have BATUSDT. It's the first time that we're looking at this coin on this channel as well. What am I looking out for BATUSDT? It's going to be something like this. Yeah, okay, so they held this origin swing as well. Kind of nice, very nice plays on BATUSDT for now. Looks like they actually swept the all-time highs. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for an acceptance of the previous all-time highs. So I'm looking for them to come back down here. After the acceptance, they can either fail, well, they can fail, or if they accept that this has become support right here, then we might actually see a move from here to new all-time highs. Well, to where, I actually don't know, because, well, we don't really have anything to play with to the left. What you can do, but you will have to do it yourself. I'm going to ask you to practice it. What you can do as well is you can kind of, well, okay, I'm already doing it. Well, you can try again to do some kind of these FIP extensions. These are not the FIP extensions that we teach on stream. On stream, we talk about projections of price, but for people on YouTube that want to try and play these all-time highs, the FIP extensions are kind of your only way to do it. So, again, looking for the 1.618 and a 2.618. Let's see how high these things can go, because, well, with crypto, you really never know. Now, what do we have to look out for this coin? Well, it will actually be kind of hard, I think, to break this momentum just right now. What I will be looking out for is that this coin is going to make a new all-time high right now. After making the new all-time high, that they come back down and then look for the acceptance, but then fail at the previous resistance area that we had, and then move down. Then we come back down on this level here again, and if they then fail this, then I'm looking for new lows. But they'll have to do something like this. They don't just dump it, right? So something like this is what I will be looking out for BAT. So that's kind of it. Let's head over to the next coin. Up next, we have Neo USDT. Man, this thing, it's also making its debut on this channel. It's really been a while since I've done this. Oh, and there's actually so much stuff to the left, so we can really look and predict the price on this one way cleaner without FIP extensions. So I'm actually really looking forward to this one. So let's have a look. First of all, yeah, looking for this test. Looks like a front run kind of a little bit. What do we want right now actually is we want them to re-achieve these zones. I think they held this. Yeah, okay, they held this. They're making new highs right now, not all-time highs. So let me quickly mark this out as well. And these are actually the main zones that we will be playing around of. So it's fairly simple. If price can get above here, this failure, then we want to hold 38. Then we want to go higher and try to breach 46. Probably from the first attempt we won't. Then we will head down to 41, and then we can reattempt to make these new all-time highs. If and only if, of course, we hold 46. So this is kind of my bullish case scenario. If this were to happen, then, well, we can look way higher on Neo for targets. I will be looking out for these zones as well. 83 to 90 zone, and then after that zone, I'm looking at 120. So yeah, I'm actually looking at quite a bit of high zones for Neo, but it's very nice because you can clearly see these, well, that what's possible because it has done it in the past, and it's easier to TA it and get your targets on. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for Neo in the long run, on the longs I mean. What do I want? Well, what can happen on the bearish case scenario as well is that they come back here, and instead of, well, accepting this high, they reject it, right? So they come back down, reject it, come here, reject the bottom side, and then head back down to the downside. So this is my bearish case scenario, and this will also depend on the whole crypto market, what Bitcoin's going to do, etc. So that's it for NEO. Let's head over to the next one. As our last coin, we have VET-USDT. So let's have a look at what this one has been doing. Let's look to the left. There's nothing to the left on this one. Okay, very good continuation hold right here. I like what I'm seeing. So held continuation, looking to go to the upside. Of course, we will first have to go and conquer some resistances. So I'm looking at these highs for now as my first conquer of, well, before heading up. So how do I see this in play? So they're coming up right now. Looking for them to test the top side, looking for them to hold these bottom sides. If they hold this bottom side, I'm looking for them to actually, well, head over to the top side, and then I'm looking at 0.53. This is my bullish case scenario for this one. Of course, at a bullish case scenario, you also have a bearish case scenario. In this one, you could actually say that, let's say that they sweep this, then we might head down, touch this again, and head back down to the lower zone. That's one of these options. There are always multiple options, right? But yeah, first of all, looking for this 0.5 zone, heading back down, retesting if we achieved any supports at 0.047, retesting the tops, retesting the lows, making a higher low, and then breaking to the upside. And then I'm looking at 0.053. If you enjoyed what you were seeing, please consider subscribing to our channel. It would really help us out. We do these kinds of videos 3 times a week where we try to forecast what might happen in the markets. So maybe you guys will be really interested in it. If you also like the video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about our techniques, you can always find us on our Twitch channel, trader10.tv. So thank you all for watching. Be safe in the markets, and I will see you on Friday evening. Bye bye.